Once upon a time, in the kingdom of Zamarra, there was a young girl named Elara. She was kind and beautiful, but her life was far from normal. Elara was born with scales on her skin, glistening like jewels. The people in her village believed she was cursed by the serpent god, Seraphis. They feared her and whispered behind her back, calling her the Serpent Girl. Elara's parents, though heartbroken, loved her dearly. They did their best to protect her from the cruel remarks and suspicious glances. They often told her stories of brave heroes and magical creatures, hoping to inspire courage in her heart. Elara's favorite story was about a powerful serpent king who ruled a hidden kingdom beneath the great mountain. One day, Elara's father fell gravely ill. The village healer tried every remedy, but nothing worked. Desperate, Elara decided to seek out the legendary Serpent King, believing he might hold the cure. Armed with only her courage and a small dagger, she set off on a journey to the mountain. The path to the mountain was treacherous, filled with wild animals and dark forests. But Elara pressed on, determined to save her father. After days of travel, she reached the base of the great mountain. There, she found a hidden cave entrance, just as the old stories described. Inside the cave, it was dark and damp. Elara could hear the distant hiss of serpents echoing through the tunnels. She followed the sound, her heart pounding in her chest. After what felt like hours, she emerged into a vast underground kingdom. Glowing crystals lit up the cavern, and rivers of molten gold flowed like streams. In the center of this majestic kingdom stood a throne made of bones and scales. Upon it sat a giant serpent with emerald eyes and shimmering scales. This was Seraphis, the Serpent King. Elara, though frightened, stepped forward and bowed. "Great Seraphis," she began, her voice trembling, "I come seeking your help. My father is gravely ill, and no one can cure him. Please, I beg you, save him." The Serpent King's eyes narrowed. "Why should I help you, girl? You bear my mark, yet you come to me as a supplicant." Elara took a deep breath and told Seraphis her story. She spoke of the villagers' fear and her father's love. She explained how she had always felt different, cursed, and alone. Seraphis listened quietly, his gaze never leaving her. After a long silence, he spoke. "Elara, you are indeed marked by my power, but it is not a curse. It is a gift. You are destined for greatness, to rule and protect. However, your destiny comes with a price." Elara's heart raced. "What price, great Seraphis?" "You must become my bride and the queen of this realm," he said. "Only then will I grant you the power to save your father." Elara was stunned. Marry a serpent king? Live underground forever? She hesitated, thinking of her father and the life she would leave behind. But she knew she had no choice. "I accept," she said finally. Seraphis nodded and began a ritual. He summoned ancient magic, and Elara felt a surge of power within her. Her scales glowed brighter, and she felt a connection to the very heart of the earth. Seraphis handed her a vial of golden liquid. "Give this to your father. It will cure him." Elara thanked Seraphis and hurried back to her village. She gave the potion to her father, and within moments, he was healed. The villagers were amazed and began to see Elara in a new light. But Elara knew she had to return to the mountain and fulfill her promise. Back in the Serpent Kingdom, Seraphis welcomed her as his queen. He taught her to control her powers and showed her the secrets of the underground world. Elara grew stronger and wiser, and she found herself falling in love with Seraphis. He was not just a serpent, he had a kind heart and a noble spirit. Years passed, and Elara became known as the Serpent Queen. She ruled with wisdom and compassion, earning the loyalty of both serpents and humans. But one day, a dark shadow loomed over Zamarra. A powerful sorcerer named Malaka sought to conquer the kingdom and steal its treasures. Malaka's army attacked with fierce magic and brute force. The villagers fought bravely, but they were no match for the sorcerer's power. In desperation, Elara called upon Seraphis and her serpent allies. Together, they defended Zamarra, but Malaka was cunning and relentless. In the final battle, Malaka captured Elara, binding her with dark magic. Seraphis fought to free her, but Malaka's spells were too strong. Elara, using all her strength, reached out to Seraphis through their bond. "My love," she whispered, "we must combine our powers." Seraphis understood and wrapped himself around Elara, their skills merging into a brilliant light. Together, they unleashed a wave of pure energy that shattered Malaka's magic and destroyed him. The kingdom was saved, and the people rejoiced. However, the immense power took its toll. Seraphis and Elara, now fused into one being, retreated to the depths of the mountain. There, they became the eternal guardians of Zamarra, watching over the kingdom in the form of a majestic serpent statue. The villagers honored their serpent queen and the great Seraphis. They told stories of their bravery and sacrifice, passing them down through generations. Elara's father, now an old man, would often visit the statue and speak to his daughter, knowing she was always with him. But the story of Elara and Seraphis did not end there. The kingdom of Zamarra flourished under their watchful eyes, and the legend of the Serpent Queen continued to grow. Generations passed, and the tale of Elara's bravery and sacrifice became a beacon of hope and strength for all. One day, a young girl named Elara, who admired the tales of the Serpent Queen, found herself at the foot of the great mountain. She had come to seek wisdom and guidance, for her village was suffering from a terrible drought. The crops were failing, and the river that once nourished their land had dried up. Elara, determined and brave, just like Elara, ventured into the cave. As she walked through the dark and winding, but the creature was powerful, and Elara knew she could not defeat it with strength alone. Remembering the stories of Elara's wisdom, she began to speak softly, telling the creature of her quest and the plight of her village. She spoke of hope and the power of unity, her words filled with sincerity and compassion. To her surprise, the creature hesitated, its rage subsiding. It listened to Elara's tale, and slowly, it lowered its guard. With a final, gentle plea, Elara asked the creature for the crystal of life. The creature, moved by her words, stepped aside and allowed her to take it. With the crystal in hand, Elara hurried back to her village. As she placed the crystal of life in the center of the dried-up riverbed, a miraculous transformation began. Water gushed forth, filling the river and nourishing the land. The villagers rejoiced, their gratitude boundless.